What's going on? Dylan Conrad, Metabolic AF. Today I'm going to talk to you about 2 essential purchases for women's fat loss. Before I get into that, if you're watching this on YouTube, please like, subscribe, turn notifications on, Spotify, iTunes, comment, hit the bell button. Helps the algorithm, helps me help more people like you. A little rusty there. Been a minute since I've recorded anything. I have two humans that are new to this world living with me. They're 8 weeks old now. 7 weeks, almost 8 weeks old. And yeah, if you have kids, like, shit's nuts. It's wild. It's wild. This is nonstop. It is crying. It is poop. It is spit up. It's feeding. It's all the things, right? We can get into that more in detail a later date. Who cares? Okay, I want to get into the 2 essential purchases for women's fat loss, and I've been thinking a lot of like, I want to create content for you guys listening. I want to create that it's just like you can get results just by listening to this, right? If you apply this, you will see results. And so there's a bunch of stuff out there to purchase. Like, we all know this is a $1 trillion industry. There's a lot of crap out there, but where should you allocate? And a lot of times I was talking to a new sales guy, Robert, and I was talking to him yesterday. He's like shredded, like really good shape. He's a bodybuilder, really takes care of his health and his body. And, you know, I said, think about how much you make, right, on average per year. And think of how much of that percent of what you allocate towards is like healthy lifestyle. Like, how much do you invest in like your health and your nutrition, your fitness and all that stuff, right? And it's probably a larger percent, much larger percent than someone who isn't in shape. If you look at most people, you know, they don't really invest in their health and nutrition or fitness and anything like that, right? Spending $0. And it's not that people that are in better shape than you are richer than you in any way. It's just that they allocate a bigger percent of what's important to them to their budget. We vote with our dollars for what we care about. And if you care a lot about your health and your fitness and nutrition, that's where you're going to allocate your funds, right? Percentage wise. It's not like you're spending more, okay? So I wanted to kind of get into that, but what you should start, if I were going to start from 0, right, and I was just starting my fat loss journey and I was going to purchase 2 things. The first thing I'd purchase is a food scale, okay? Why would I purchase a food scale? To weigh my food out, right? Why do I need to weigh my food out? Because I need to know how many calories, protein, carbs, and fats, and isn't everything I want to eat if I want to lose body fat. Now, can't we just ballpark it? Can't we just, like, focus on the type of food we're eating and eat clean and stay full? Yeah, you could, right? But you have to remember, to lose fat, you need to be in a calorie deficit, right? And if we're in too steep of a calorie deficit, it's gonna be miserable. You're gonna be starving, you're gonna be cranky, you're gonna be moody, you're not gonna be able to function well, you're not gonna be able to think clearly, right? And if you're not in enough of a calorie deficit, you're not gonna lose any fat. So all this time you're spending on, you know, nutrition, you're not gonna see any results, which is very frustrating. So we want to figure out what is the maximum amount of food that you can eat while actually losing body fat, so you can remain satiated, so you can feel good, so you can feel full. You don't have to feel like you're starving or like you're really depriving yourself, right? And the average American underestimates how much they're eating calorie-wise by about 30%, which is a lot, right? We like, think of 100 calories, you're getting 30 more calories for every. Think about 1,000 calories, you're getting 300 extra calories, which that will put you in a surplus. Obviously, you're not eating 1,000 calories, maybe you're eating 2,000 or 1,500. For your deficit, right, we're looking at 600, 450. That's going to put you in a calorie surplus, and you're not going to be losing any fat at all. Even dietitians, without weighing their food out, they underestimate it by about 20%, which is pretty crazy. So getting a food scale will really take that question mark out of the equation and will just allow you to be surgically precise, right? Because when you can control these variables of how much your food weighs, what's in there, the protein, the calories, the fat, the carbs, you can control your end result, okay? So number 1, food scale, about $10 to mine. I have 2 of them, they're about $35, $40. They're OXO brands. The measurement part where you can see the numbers pulls out on the OXO. Really good stuff, okay? Number 2 thing I would purchase is a subscription to MyFitnessPal. What is MyFitnessPal? MyFitnessPal is a food tracking app, and basically it just allows you, again, to to be more precise. Now, why should women buy this? Shouldn't men buy this too, the paid version? Women have different physiologies than men, a bunch of different ones. Whether you have a more normal cycle, PCOS, perimenopause, menopause, whatever it is, you're going to need to track macros, your protein, carbon, fats, instead of just calories and protein, which men can just do. So why it's important for you to get the paid version of MyFitnessPal, airplane, is because the paid version allows you to track your protein, carbon, fats with ease. You can create a nutrient dashboard and you can see the countdown for protein, carbon, fat. It will just allow you to be more precise and a lot easier, okay? The other reason you want to get a paid account on MyFitnessPal is because you can barcode things. Number one thing I talk to women about, they don't have enough time. There's not enough time in the day. I can't do this, it's taking up too much time. If we can just take a food, take our phone, scan it, put it into the app right away, that decreases the time immensely that you would type in the name and the brand and all that stuff and then try to get it from there, right? That takes a lot of time. It takes about a minute, and then once you have foods already entered in there, you've already scanned it, you don't have to scan it again. It's already populated in your search criteria. So this will cut down the amount of time that you actually have to spend. So you're probably looking at like a minute per meal, which the average American spends about 20 to 40 minutes eating and preparing a single meal, right? So most people think, oh, I have to log food, I have to weigh it out, it's gonna take so long. A, it's not gonna take long, it's like 3 to 5 minutes extra a day. But two is like, you gotta think what you're getting back. You're getting fat loss, people think about a plate. I always like to give the plate analogy. When you think about diet and exercise, you think about something you just have to stack on top of the plate, right? So on your plate, you have your work, you have your family, you have social commitments, you have a bunch of just different things that you need to do. Adding something like this is going to crack the plate. It's going to weigh the plate down. But that's not actually the case. The case is by working on your health and your fitness, you're going to have more energy. You're going to feel better about yourself. If you can see my hands, you're watching this on YouTube, you'll see the plate expanding, right? So you're going to have a bigger plate because you're going to have more bandwidth. You're going to have a better mood. You're going to be able to think clearer. You're going to have more energy, right? And so you can actually add more things to your plate. Not that adding 3 to 5 minutes a day to track your food is the like most amount of time possible, okay? So food scale, I like OXO brand. You can really just get anyone on Amazon. MyFitnessPal, I think it's about $80 per the year, or you can do $20 per month. So I'd obviously do a year. So you can track your macros because protein, carbon, fat are very, very important for women to track, okay? And I'm gonna get into that in a later episode down the line on why women should be tracking their macros, and it doesn't matter as much for men, okay? Love you, enjoy the rest of your day, and happy whatever day you're watching this on.